Today I'm going to show you how we migrate a previously audited system directly into Webex Calling. There's some preparations that need to be made in Webex Calling, but essentially the creation of a particular tenant and the allocation of licenses that is all that's needed. You can see here on this particular sandbox account, I just have my admin account, and if I go to Calling, there is a main number and a single location, and that is it. There's nothing else there. The provisioning plan we'll be using has details of profiles, and you can see here we have DDI numbers, email addresses, some deliberate errors in here like bad email domains and missing email addresses. We've got the locations where they need to be placed, MAC addresses and models. We've got some mobile numbers and some information about what licenses to apply. And if you don't specify particular licenses, in this case there's some workspaces, it will always try and do Webex Calling Professional if you've allocated DDI numbers and extension numbers. So to provision the system, we simply select our target, we authenticate. So this is using a single sign-on for the admin account. You can of course use wholesale accounts and specify the particular tenant. We give it the migration plan that we just saw, our customer name, and here we could select if it's a wholesale customer or not, and we can also specify some additional licenses if needed. We click on provision, and at this point it's now connecting directly into the Webex Calling environment, logging in with the single sign-on. It will create any additional locations. It'll start creating all the users, and this process takes around about 3 seconds per user. You can see that where there's issues, where numbers have been used previously, it doesn't crash and burn, it carries on, trying to do as much as it can. As it creates each user, it will also set up any facilities on the user, such as call waiting, hoteling, forwarding rules, voicemail, and everything else. After the users are created, it will then start to do the rest of the provisioning information, such as IVRs, hunt groups, call queues, etc. Here it's adding all the devices to each user, and where there is no MAC address provided, it will give us an activation code that can be then provided to the users after the provisioning event has taken place. And there it is completed. At the end of the provisioning process, we can get the provisioning results, and this will show us which users have been provisioned, which devices, if there are any activation codes, hunt groups, queues, and auto attendance. The issues tab will just tell us things that it failed to do. It had to provide a workaround. So for instance here, it's truncated the hunt group pilot name as it was more than 30 characters. If we now go back to the Webex and click users, we can see now we have all of the additional users that were created. And if I click on a user, we can see it's allocated their email address. And as we continue on and go to calling, you can see it's allocated both the DDI number and the extension number, and also their device as well. If we go into calling and look at features, we can see that it's added an IVR, and if we go to hunt groups, we can see hunt groups plus any agents that have been added to the groups, and also created the locations as well, any workspaces, so these are devices in open areas. We can also see all devices that have been allocated. And as you can see, that's automatically been provisioned with all of the DDI numbers, and you can see where they've been allocated, and even spare numbers, which we said weren't allocated to a particular user, they still get attached to the account for later use.